What's up, everybody? So, video request today on how when a woman has a kid, how the woman basically leaves the man once they have a child. Now, me personally, I think it's pretty much the other way around. Now, I'm sure it happens both ways, but I feel like it's more, from what I've heard and seen in my experience, I've heard a lot of males leave the female once having a kid. Or even, and most likely even happens sometimes even before the kid is born. Like the male will get the woman, get the female pregnant, and then the male will just bail out, just be like, later, I'm sure maybe I'm pretty sure maybe it's the females do that too, but I really feel it's more of a male thing that go for that, you know what I mean? But yeah, this all just goes back to people not thinking. They just, want to have fun, and all of a sudden, oh shit, I got her pregnant. What do? I'm panicking. And then some of us come to the conclusion, well, I guess I'm just going to dip and then just let her deal with it. I'm going on with my life. I'm going on about my life or whatever, but people just don't think, man. People just do things without any, questioning before doing it. They just, whatever, let's do it, And it's crazy, like, there's a lot of people, like, even when they're suffering from the mistake they made, some of them realize, damn, I should have thanked, man, I wasn't thinking. Or some of them are just so stupid, they still don't even think. They'll do something stupid like that again. It's like they got themselves in a situation, and then let's say they eventually get themselves out of it. They won't even learn or think from their mistakes not to do it again. They'll do something stupid, whether it's something similar or different or whatever, but they'll do something stupid again and get themselves into that bad, situation. So it amazes me how people just don't think, man. I don't understand. We all have a brain, supposedly, but not everyone knows how to activate it, I guess, it's crazy. See, when things like this happen, this is where I feel abortion should be a thing, because a lot of people obviously make mistakes because they don't think things through, and sometimes, of course, accidents just happen to the point where they want to prevent the child from being born. And I don't really see that as a bad thing, because when you think about it, you're preventing the child from living this hellhole of a world. And especially if the parents, let's say, are on, they're not financially stable or anything, then if that kid ends up becoming born, who's, how are you going to raise the child, Like, the child's got to live with two broke parents that can't even support themselves, let alone now they got to try and support the kid. So now the kids just basically will end up being born in poverty. So that's where I feel abortion should come in play, a lot of people find it as an evil thing, but I just don't really see what's evil about it. What I would see evil, obviously, is if a baby's born and then you just kill him then there, yeah, I'm not saying for that to happen, but yeah, it's just a lot of people are against it. I guess I can understand to some extent, but at the same time, it's just, in a way, it's doing that child a favor, because who knows what that child might experience when being born, whether it's bad health, whether it's, born with two broke parents, There's just so many things that could be negative, and that's the thing. We try to look at the positive things. We always want to think of the positive things that can happen, but unfortunately, we don't look at the negatives. You got to look at both the pictures. That's the thing. We always just focus on that one picture. We want to see good things happen, which, of course, I understand we want to see good things happen, but there's consequences. What's good could sometimes lead bad, If you ever heard that expression. But that's just where it all goes back to. People don't think, they have fun or whatever, then they made a mistake, and then some of them are just too cowardly, if that's even a word, cowardly, let's just say cowards to deal with the problem, so they just bail off. Almost like that episode from SpongeBob, if anyone's familiar with the paint on stupid Mr. Krabs' doll or whatever. You're on your own, pal. Like that, that part. Like, you're your own, bitch, figure out what you're going to do with the kid. I don't want no part of it, like, it's crazy. People just don't think, man. They're stupid mother effers, Majority. Now, all this being said of when I was saying, you know, we want good things to happen instead of bad things, that's true. But see, me, I always expect both. I don't always expect, like if I hear something sounds good or whatever the hell, I always think, but what if this, you know, like there's always a risk basically to everything. Everything in life is a risk. Getting in your car could be a risk. You don't know if you're going to make it to point B from, you know, you're at point A going to point B. Who knows if you instead went to point G, the grave, if you get what I mean. But, you know, everything's a risk. Well, this might be beneficial, but this also might be a risk to something. You know, there's always a risk to something. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed to go smoothly. We want things to go smoothly, but that's not always the case. Things might just be bumpy, if you get my drift there. You know, that's the thing. We don't want to think that. Don't. That's where you get people be like, don't think that way, man. It's going to be fine. You're going to do fine. Meanwhile, you could. You may just do fine, but that's the thing. You may also not do fine. It's almost like when you get when an exam. Oh, don't get nervous. You'll do just fine. You'll pass. You got this, bro. And then all of a sudden the person fails. What'd I tell you? You were wrong, mother effer. I failed this shit. You know. You know, that's just a little example. I mean, people always want positives, which of course I understand. I do too. I hate negative, but unfortunately life is full of negative and life is full of risk. So this is why I don't want to have kids. And even like I said, if I was a multi-gazillionaire, billionaire, whatever, trillionaire, I still wouldn't really want to have kids because, all right, if I had kids, he'll be comfortable probably money-wise because, you know, I'm rich, let's say, but who knows if the kid may develop some kind of problem, health problem, or, you know, have autism or whatever type of illness. You just don't know. Maybe that won't happen. See, that's where you get people that'll also say, oh, don't think like that. Your baby's going to be fine. You're going to have a healthy child, blah, 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 you know. And, you know, of course, we all wish that. And for anyone that's pregnant, even though I'm against having kids, but for anyone that's pregnant, I do hope the child is healthy. And I hope you treat the damn child right, man, in this shithole of a world. But, well, there's... hear bats outside. I hear like, but, yeah, I lost my train of thought. One sec. But yeah, people saying, you know, don't get all nervous. Your kid's going to be just fine. You know, you're going to have a healthy boy or a healthy girl, whatever. Now, I'm not saying that person's wrong, but how do we know if that person's for sure right? You know, we don't know. We just, time and, you know, time will tell as we get closer. Well, as, you know, when the time comes, I guess you could say, when the child's born. Well, you know, I mean, sometimes you don't even know then, too. I mean, everything could be all right first. You just don't know. Anyone, like I always say, you could always develop a health problem. You could be on your prime right now. You could be healthy as a horse right now, and then something just randomly happens. Which I hope that, you know, anyone watching these videos, nothing bad happens. But, you know, it's just, unfortunately, it's just what happens, you know. Like, people could be in good health one day, and all of a sudden, down the road, something goes wrong, you know. So it's just... that's a reason really why I wouldn't want to bring another person here, because I don't want another poor person, you know, kid, human being, let's say, to experience the cruelty of life, whether it's financial-wise or just health-wise or mental health-wise or whatever the hell. Just wouldn't want the child to, you know, the human being to experience that. That's just how I feel, you know, but yeah, this is where it all goes back to, like, you know, with the requests, where once a couple have a child, the woman will leave the man. Now, it probably does happen that way, but like I said, I do feel like it happens the other way around more, where the guy will leave. But whatever, whether it's the guy or girl that leaves, it's because they just don't think things through. And then when it's too late, then that's when they want to bail out. Instead of preventing that problem to begin with, people don't think, and they get themselves in the problem. And now they don't want to deal with the problem. They want to try to bail out, you know, bail away from the problem. And who really ends up suffering? The kid. Because now the kid doesn't know who his parents are, let's say, you know. And not only that, who's going to raise the kid? The kid may have to be put up for adoption or something, you know. I mean, who knows? So the kid's going to be lost. The kid's not going to really know. And then plus, you know, the kid knowing, like saying you were here by accident, that's probably a bad feeling too, you know what I mean? I mean, so who's really going to suffer now? The kid, because of the couple's stupidity. Because they couldn't just fucking deal with the problem. Well, what I really should say is they couldn't have just prevented creating that problem. You know? People just don't think. And then it's just like, people learn the hard way with things. Like, you would think certain things people do and they end up learning the consequences or whatever. You'd think they would be like, oof, I learned my lesson. I'm not doing that again or whatever. Now, some people do, don't get me wrong, but the majority of people are so dumb that whatever problem they cause, they're literally cause it again. Or if not worse, they'll probably cause even a worse problem. So it's like, it makes you wonder, like, how stupid are people, man? And a lot of stupid people. There's also a lot of smart people in this world too. You know, for example, you guys watching these videos. Can't say you people are stupid unless, you know, the trolls, but yeah, I mean, it's just back to what I was trying to say. People just don't fucking think, man. And it's just disturbing and crazy just to know that people just won't ever learn their lesson. Someone to get beat up or whatever the hell, meaning let's say they deserve it or whatever the hell. And you would think the person will learn his lesson from that beating, that, man, what I did was wrong, I deserve that or whatever, you know. And nope, I'm still going to be a dick. I'm still going to be a jackass. I'm still going to be an asshole and think who the hell I am and go out and start more drama and think who the hell I am. I'm big, I'm tough, you know. Just that, for example, and people just don't learn it. And that's where the second time the person may get killed, you know. I mean, but it's irritating, you know. It's just... it's pathetic, honestly. I mean, it's just, people just don't have a plugged-in brain up there, you know? I mean, it's just, there's literally just a plug hanging like this, covered up in spider webs, you know, just dusty up there. Got to blow in there, you know, get that dust out of there and see if this thing actually powers up, see if we can get a signal or something, you know, see if we can turn the computer on, you know, but... yeah, it's crazy, man. But anyway, guys, I think that wraps it up for there. Yeah, I'm going to call it a day there, guys. Anyway, love you all. Thanks for watching these videos. Appreciate it. And we'll be making more soon. Take care.